Today I'm in Bandelier National Monument in New Mexico. You know I love history. We're back on ancient America. Today we're gonna learn about the ancestral Pueblo people. I'm gonna hike up Frijoles Canyon. I'm gonna go see some Pueblos and some cliff dwellings, hike farther to the Alcove House. I think it's gonna be about 3 miles total.
On just a hike, I'm stepping back in time over 10,000 years, exploring a place where human stories are etched into the very landscape. This immense timeline accounts for the earliest nomadic hunter-gatherers moving through the Paleo-Indian and Archaic periods. Bandelier National Monument, established in 1916, spans over 33,000 acres. It was much later, with dense settlements beginning around the mid-1200s, that the ancestral Pueblo people built the impressive Pueblo structures we see today. They brought with them sophisticated farming techniques, tool making, weaving, and pottery skills, making this canyon their home.
What a beautiful visitor center they have here. It's actually part of what you need to come see.
Before we delve deeper into this incredible landscape, a quick note for those planning their own adventure. You'll see amazing footage of the Alcove House in this video, but please be aware it's currently closed for repairs due to deterioration on the ladders. Don't worry, there's still so much to explore here. I think you're in for an unparalleled journey into ancient America. If you're finding this ultimate guide helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It truly helps me share these stories with more people. Now, let's get back to the trail.
And then look at these cliffs. It's volcanic tuff, so it erodes easy. Who knows which ones were done by man and which ones were done by nature, or both.
This region in northern New Mexico is defined by a broad plateau stretching across the slopes of a massive volcano, overlooking a great river in a chasm. The Jemez Mountains loom silently above the aftermath of their fiery past. To walk for a time in this place is to bear the mind and heart into an immense space of earth, sky, and time. The center of these mountains is a slumbering volcano that once exploded in massive eruptions, creating a plateau of volcanic ash welded into rock up to 900 feet deep. From the bottom of White Rock Canyon to the heights of the Jemez, the land rises more than a mile in elevation, creating different zones of life as temperature drops and moisture climbs in the steep ascent from canyon floor to alpine peak. Bandelier National Monument is encompassed in this rise from the Rio Grande to Cerro Grande, a landscape that profoundly shaped the lives of its inhabitants.
The Big Kiva. Check this thing out. Back when the Kiva was in use, it would have had a roof over it. It'd be used for religious purposes, but also all kinds of community purposes. The shape and the purpose of Kivas kind of evolved over time. I believe this one is a reconstruction.
Correct. This particular Big Kiva is a reconstruction, but it vividly illustrates the central role these underground structures played. Kivas were much more than just religious spaces. They were the heart of the community. Imagine a roof of wood and earth covering this entire structure, supporting foot traffic above. Entry was always by a ladder through a roof opening, descending into a room often lit by torches. Here, ancestral Puebloans held ceremonies, made important community decisions, and passed down knowledge and faith from parent to child. The air would have been clear as smoke exited through the main entrance, and a ventilation shaft drew in fresh air, keeping the space functional for gatherings.
Check this place out. Incredible. Yesterday I did the Overlook Trail. I believe I was up there. Yeah, probably up there, maybe up there. I'll tell you what, a lot of these words are hard to pronounce. This pueblo had about 400 rooms, built about 500 to 700 years ago. Probably housed 100 people or so.
This large village, known as Tyuonyi, pronounced Tyuonyi, was indeed impressive. Tree ring dating shows construction here began over 600 years ago. It's one of several large pueblos found in Bandelier, showing the deep cultural connections ancestral Puebloans had across the Pajarito Plateau, even with distant places like Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon. Tyuonyi was once 1 to 2 stories high, comprising about 400 rooms and housing around 100 people. It featured a central plaza with 3 kivas, though only one, like the Big Kiva we just saw, has been excavated and stabilized. Access into this compact village was through a single ground-level opening, suggesting a design that prioritized community and possibly defense. The people here lived vibrant daily lives, women grinding corn, making pottery, and plastering walls, while men were often hunting or engaged in ceremonial weaving. Children were busy with chores. It was a bustling communal existence. If you'd like to see more of the stunning views from above, be sure to check out my video on the Overlook Trail next.
A bigger population of people lived in the cliff dwellings, which we're going to go check out next. Got a kiva here. You can see some of the cliff dwellings up there. What an amazing place.
Speaking of incredible engineering, wait until you see what's coming next. As I move further along the trail, the landscape truly opens up the story of Bandelier. Think about Frijoles Creek, the little river of beans flowing below. This permanent stream was a critical, reliable water source for the ancestral Puebloans, supporting not just their daily needs for drinking and cooking, but also a rich diversity of plants and wildlife, like the towering ponderosa pine. Water was paramount, especially as they transitioned to agriculture, planting the 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash. They developed ingenious dry farming techniques, including check dams and grid gardens to thrive in this arid environment. This deep understanding of their ecosystem, passed down orally through generations, was fundamental to their survival and long-term sustainability here. Now that we've explored the main plaza, let's head up to where the real magic happens. As the ancestral Pueblo people were masters of cliffside architecture, what you'll encounter are cavates, cave rooms meticulously dug and hollowed out from the soft volcanic tuff cliffs. This was an immense undertaking, requiring the removal of vast amounts of rock with harder stone tools. Most were quite compact, typically measuring around 6 by 9 feet, designed for practical living with features like small doorways for thermal regulation. Notice the holes near the ceiling for smoke and look for the intentional soot-blackened ceilings, which helped prevent crumbling. Many of these cavates also had stone rooms built in front of them, forming what are known as talus houses. Here, the cliff face itself became the back wall of the dwelling, and you can still see horizontal rows of small holes where wooden roof beams or vigas would have been anchored, supporting multi-story structures, sometimes up to 3 stories tall. This ingenious blend of natural caves and constructed masonry allowed for incredible density. Frijoles Canyon eventually housed a significant population, estimated to have reached over 500 people at its peak in the late 1400s. It's easy to imagine rows of houses lining these canyon walls, overlooking a cleared canyon floor, filled with the sounds of people and the bustle of daily life in the densely populated canyon.
We made it to the cliff dwellings. Wow. This place. There's some ladders into a couple of them. So we're gonna be able to climb up a ladder and go inside of one of these. Sure we'll come with that next. Look at the view of the Pueblo.
As you can see, the cliff dwellings are truly remarkable. These cavates and talus houses demonstrate the ancestral Pueblo people's incredible adaptability and engineering skill, creating multi-story homes directly within and against the soft volcanic tuff. Now, let's go inside one and get a closer look at how these resourceful people adapted to their environment.
Made it to the long house, and here's houses just built along the cliff face, and you can see the holes here where they were supporting multiple stories. So there's 2 stories here. There's petroglyphs up here. You probably can't see them very good, but I imagine people standing up on roofs. This is like an apartment complex. And it's long. It's called the Longhouse. What a sight. By the way, I got this park to myself. I'm the only one out here right now. I got here at dawn so I could work that out. Just me. Pretty amazing. This place is usually really busy. A lot of times there's shuttle buses dropping hundreds of people off, so I'm very lucky. I stay lucky, but again, I slept at Juniper Campground close by, woke up at dawn and got here immediately to come check it out. Sure is beautiful. Let's keep it moving.
Experiencing this place in quiet solitude, as I was lucky enough to do, truly allows me to connect with its immense history. The Longhouse is a perfect example of the ancestral Pueblo people's clever adaptation. The ancestral Pueblo people maintained a largely egalitarian society, with responsibilities shared rather than tied to inherited wealth. Their spiritual beliefs were deeply woven into daily life, often centered around the Kiva, and their structures often aligned with solar and lunar cycles, reflecting a deep connection to the cosmos. This rich tapestry of daily life, filled with hard work, family, and shared purpose, continued for centuries within these stone homes.
After the Longhouse, sometimes this part of the trail could be closed because of snow or flooding. But we're to the point in the trail where we can choose to go on to Alcove House or head back to the visitor center. Of course, I'm not going to miss anything, so we're going the half-mile farther to check out the Alcove House. And I'm kind of excited because I hear it's 140 feet up, and you got to go up a series of ladders to get up it. So, wow. Let's go check it out. made it to the Alcove House, and it sure is up there. Looks pretty fun.
Now, we're making the ascent to the incredible Alcove House, and it's quite the climb. 140 feet up, a series of wooden ladders and stone stairs, a true testament to the ancestral Pueblo people's determination and engineering prowess. Stepping inside this unique site, formerly known as Ceremonial Cave, you immediately feel the history. This particular cave house even contained a kiva, similar to the Big Kiva we explored earlier, underscoring its profound ceremonial importance. Imagine what it was like to call this precarious but protected space home. These cliff dwellings offered not just shelter, but also a strategic advantage, catching the afternoon sun in winter, making them warmer than the canyon floor, and providing a sense of security. The people who lived here had an average life expectancy of about 35 years, and life was undoubtedly demanding. Hard work was constant, but so too were community, family, and a deep spiritual connection to their land. They lived here for over 400 years, building homes from local stone, raising children, and developing a rich culture of agriculture, craftsmanship, and trade.
Made it 140 feet up to the Alcove House. There's some pretty steep ladders there. No problem for me, but some people might want to be careful.
As you can see, the climb truly emphasizes the ingenuity of the ancestral Pueblo people who made this incredible space their home. A vital note for those planning a visit. Please be aware that the Alcove House is currently undergoing repairs and is temporarily closed due to deterioration on the ladders. This closure is for visitor safety, but I hope this footage gives you a good sense of what you might experience when it reopens. When visiting sites like these, remember to practice cultural protocols by staying on marked trails and respecting the sacred nature of these ancestral lands.
Seeing all the major sites along this trail, I'm going to head back to the visitor center now.
As I conclude my journey here at Bandelier, reflecting on the incredible structures and stories etched into this landscape, it's vital to understand the full arc of the ancestral Pueblo people. After centuries of flourishing in Frijoles Canyon, a significant adaptive relocation began in the mid-1500s. This wasn't a sudden abandonment or a mysterious disappearance, but a strategic move driven by factors like prolonged drought and changing environments. They migrated south and east to the fertile Rio Grande Valley, forming new pueblos where their vibrant culture continued to thrive. And this is the most powerful part of Bandelier's story. The legacy of the ancestral Pueblo people is not confined to these ancient ruins. It lives on, vibrant and strong, through their direct descendants in modern Pueblo communities like Cochiti and San Ildefonso, who are still here today. Their oral traditions, architectural styles, and pottery techniques maintain an unbroken thread to their ancestral past. Bandelier National Monument is not just a glimpse into history. It's a living testament to their enduring resilience, ingenuity, and profound unbroken connection to this incredible land. Thank you for joining me on this ultimate guide to Bandelier National Monument, delving into its rich history, culture, and people. If you have any questions about Bandelier or ancestral Pueblo culture, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you visited other ancestral Pueblo sites like Chaco Canyon or Mesa Verde? Let me know in the comments. Remember, when you visit, always check for trail conditions and safety information, as well as be mindful of the elevation and any seasonal considerations. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos from Chaco Canyon and Mesa Verde.